How y'all doing? This is Preacher Man R&B, and this is another movie reviews. I'm reviewing Waterboy, and I'm doing this to catch up on my movie reviews because I got this after I finished reviewing all my football movies. So I'm going to do this today. That way I can catch up on my regular schedule on Saturday. But what happened on Waterboy is it's about this guy named Bobby Boucher, and he's kind of slow. I don't know if Adam Sandler, if he's playing an autistic person, but you can tell he's kind of slow, and that's the joke of the movie. And even though it kind of makes his acting like that, what makes the movie funny, it's still not okay for that to be a joke, because I have a family member, a little cousin that is autistic, and I wouldn't, if anybody ever made fun of him, or the people make fun of Bobby Boucher on this movie, I would get in a lot of trouble because I would do something about it. But anyway, Bobby Boucher gets treated bad as the water boy, and it starts off with him being the water boy of the University of Louisiana, and he gets fired from that position because while he's the water boy, the coach of that team says that he's distracting his players, even though his players are deliberately abusing Bobby Boucher, and he gets fired for something that he didn't do. So he goes home to his mama, and he tells his mama that he got fired, and she says that she's glad because he could stay home, because she's just trying to protect him, because she knows that he's kind of slow, and she wants to keep an eye on him, that way stuff like this wouldn't happen. So she calls the running gag of this is everything that Bobby wants to do, his mama says it's the devil, and that's the one gag of this movie. But anyway, Bobby Boucher goes to Coach Klein and wants to become his water boy. But before this, he calls a wrestling promotion, and he's watching wrestling on TV. And the Big Show plays this wrestler on this movie called Captain Insano. And Bobby Boucher calls him and wants to know if he could be his water boy. And Captain Insano asked how old he was, and Bobby Boucher said he was 31 years old. And Captain Insano makes fun of him on TV and laughs at him. So Bobby Boucher goes to Coach Klein and wants to become the water boy, but Coach Klein can't pay him because his team's not really that good. And when Bobby Boucher sees the water that Coach Klein's been giving his team, he says he wants to do it for free, as long as Coach Klein does not let any human drink that pile of filth that he has as water. And if you watch the movie, you know what I'm talking about, because it's freaking disgusting. It's in this keg, and it's all rotted and molded, and it's nasty. Anyway, Bobby Boucher starts as the water boy, and Coach Klein tells him to start sticking up for himself, because if you don't, the football players are just going to keep treating them like they are treating them. So Bobby Boucher goes and tackles the quarterback, and he defends himself, and when he does this, Coach Klein wants to play football. So Coach Klein goes to eat supper with him, Bobby Boucher, and his mama, and trying to convince his mama to let Bobby Boucher, play football, and she's not having it, and she tells him to leave. So before Coach Klein leaves, he says, "My mama didn't want me to get a tattoo," and then he shows him the tattoo, and then he says, "Well, mama don't know, won't hurt her." So Bobby Boucher starts playing football, and in the first game, he's made like 12 sacks, and at the very end of the game, he gets mad at a certain football player, and he throws the football to him after he's done recovered the fumble, and he didn't understand it this time, but that lost him the game, and he drop kicks the guy in the end zone and puts him out for the rest of the season. And they lose that first game. Well, in the second game, he gets a little better. He gets to understanding the fundamental of football, and he's visualizing people that's made fun of him in his past, and he's destroying people. And they do this the whole rest of the season, and does a montage of the games. And at the game right before the playoffs, the Bowling Bowl, we find out that Coach Klein faked his transcripts because Bobby Boucher was homeschooled because he never went to high school, and you can't play college football if you ain't never been to high school. And Coach Klein forged his records so he could play, and we find out that he can't play now unless he takes the the high school equivalency test to be able to play. So he takes his test, and he makes a 97 on it, and he goes on to play in the Bourbon Bowl, and they wind up winning. And at first, Bob Boucher doesn't make it in time, but him, his mother, and his girlfriend Vicky Valentine, who I ain't talked really much about, I'll talk about her later on in the review, but they go to the football game, they make it, and Bob Boucher makes it at halftime, and his girlfriend Vicky Valentine is getting interviewed, and she says the Mud Dogs are going to win 30-27, and the reporter asked her, how do you think that's going to happen? She says she doesn't think, she knows. And that's what winds up happening. They win 30-27. And at the end of the movie, Waterboy, Bob Boucher, and Vicky Valentine get married. And they're about to leave to go do their honeymoon. And his father shows up, and his father abandoned him, and all he cared about was money, and he didn't care about his family, and abandoned Bobby and his mother. And he was trying to get Bob Boucher to go into the NFL draft, and Bobby wanted to stay in college and finish up college, and Bobby's mother comes and tackles his father and knocks him out, and they leave. And what's with Vicky Valentine, she's a character, she's kind of rough, she's been in and out of prison, and she, for some reason, she's attracted to Bob Boucher, and they start dating, and his mother ain't having it, and she calls her the devil, the running gag of everything that Bob Boucher's mom don't like is the devil. So they wind up getting closer, and they wind up getting married at the end of the movie. And that's really all that happened during the Waterboy movie. If y'all ever watched this movie, y'all tell me what y'all liked about this movie, because I personally grew up on this movie. I've been watching this movie since it came out. Me and my cousins, we watched it all the time. Everybody I know in the part of Mississippi that I live in, that's Waterboy. Waterboy was a movie that we liked, and that's what I grew up on. And that's all I got for this movie reviews. As always, this is Preacher Man R&B signing out. Guys, good reviews. See y'all next time.